Hi everybody! So for today's craft, we're not going to talk about an animal today. We're actually going to make something that you and myself and maybe any other human could be. It's somebody maybe you've seen it before, maybe you've seen videos of people doing it, maybe you've been in a place where somebody's actually been doing this. We're going to make a scuba diver. Have you ever heard of a scuba diver before? Let's spell scuba diver. Good. S. C. Ooh, ooh, ooh. U. Ba, ba, ba. B. A, a, a. A. Scuba. D, d, d. D. Oh, sorry. I'm going to show you D. A, A. All right, in this case, it's a long I. I, V, 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 E, R, 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 R. Good. Scuba diver. 2 words. A scuba diver has to wear a specific uniform because they're going underwater. A scuba diver's, job or task is to go underwater to see, maybe they want to see different creatures, right? Maybe they want to see the turtles or animals. And some people like to scuba dive for fun, right? Maybe some people, like marine biologists, scuba dive to explore different animals that they're learning about. So a scuba diver has to wear a specific uniform to be able to be in the water for that long. Because take a deep breath in and take a deep breath out. When we breathe, we're breathing in oxygen and air. When you go underwater, we don't have gills. Gills are what fish have to be able to breathe underwater, right? So for us to be able to go underwater for a long period of time, we use something called a snorkel. So I'm going to draw my scuba diver right here. Let's see. Sometimes they wear a special hair cap to keep their hair and their head nice and dry. And you might see them wearing a pair of, does it look like I'm wearing goggles? Goggles, that's right. That way they can keep their eyes open without them getting irritated from the water, because the goggles protect their eyes from the water. And then they breathe through the snorkel. Like that. And see how it's above the water? That way, they can breathe in the air just like we do now. And their bodies typically are covered in something called a wetsuit. Can you say wetsuit? It's pretty similar to the word wetsuit, right? The name pretty much is what it is. Its job is to get wet and it keeps your body warm. So if you're in really cold temperatures, it keeps you safe and regulated. And then on their feet, they have flippers. Flippers are what get them moving quickly in the water, kind of give you a little advantage of moving around. So this wetsuit, there's our little scuba diver. So for this activity, what we're going to use is, I have a piece of paper, light blue piece of paper. What I like to do, I should say, is use a paper plate and then cut out the middle of it for the scuba diver's face gear, right? But for this, I'm just using construction paper just to make sure that if you don't have paper plates at home, you can have that to use. And I cut out these goggles, a snorkel, and some flippers. And these are all one color, which is purple, very good. But, you can use whatever color you want at home too. I also have 2 rectangles for the arms for my little purse, for my snorkel or scuba diver, for the hands, and a big oval for my wetsuit for the body. Now, what I really like to do is take a picture and make the picture the scuba diver itself, right? So if you wanted to take a picture and then put yourself in it, it can make you look like the scuba diver, which would be super fun. So what do we always do when we first start our activities? That's right, write your name, please. So I'm going to go ahead and write mine, and I will see you when you're done with yours. Good. Okay, now, what I'm going to do is cut waves at the top of my paper. You are welcome to do so also. So I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to go open, shut, open, shut, open, shut. See how I'm rotating my wrist around? Open, shut. And now it makes it look like the top of my paper is the ocean. Now, what would be super fun is to paint this page if you have watercolors or paints, or, you know, if you want to use chalk too to kind of blend the colors. To make this really shine, you can use some glitter paint, or, yeah, I love glitter paint. It's really fun. Or metallic paint. That's also great to use. And you can mix those colors to make the water really shimmer. And if you do that, you just have to wait a little bit to do the next, or actually, no, you can do the other craft. You just have to wait to put it on top. So I'm going to leave mine blank right now just because I don't have the supplies at home, and I want to, you know, make sure if you don't have the supplies at home, that's okay too. So we'll go with that. Now, what I have for us next is we're going to start by cutting out the oval. So same deal, right? Thumb in the small hole, thumb in the small hole, fingers in the large, wrist to the sky. Keep your eyes on your paper when you cut. We don't cut our hair, we don't cut our clothes, just the paper, please. All right? We're gonna open, shut, open, shut. I'm gonna follow the lines. Oops, here we go. And if you lose track of the paper, like if your scissors fall out like this, just stop, don't rush, follow where you left off, and then go from there. Because sometimes we can kind of cut quickly and then we lose track of where we were cutting from, so just keep an eye. Done. All right. Recycle. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to add my 2 flippers to the bottom of this oval, right? Because that's going to be where the legs are for my scuba diver. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it underneath. So not on top, underneath my scuba diver. So I'm going to put one on this left side, on the right side, and one on the left side. So it makes my scuba diver look like they have little feet, right? Perfect. And then I'm going to take the 2 rectangles I had before. Those are the arms. Now I already have the flippers on the back, so what I'm going to do is put a little glue on this side and a little glue on this side. And then I'm going to attach the arms. And if you want to take a look at how it turns out, you can always look in the front like this. See? So I've got one. Just be careful, because even for myself, I just got glue on myself. It happens. Definitely happens. Like so. Now we need to add our hands for our scuba diver, so they can paddle when they're swimming. Oh. See? Teachers make mistakes. But it's okay. It all washes off. I have some glue, and I'm going to attach it. You can either go on top of your arm or underneath. Up to you. I put mine on top. And then I'm going to take the other one. And I'm going to put a little glue. I'm going to glue it on top of my scuba diver. Like so. Perfect. Now, I believe for this one, you can cut out the circle too. And then you might need a little bit of help from a guardian for the inside part, because sometimes it takes a little bit to get to it. So it's kind of tricky. But take the time to cut out the circle, right? Try your best. If you're using a paper plate, you can paint it black just to match the scuba gear, right? That's always fun to do too. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of glue right here. And I'm going to glue it on to, oops, my scuba diver, like this. And then, voila, I have a scuba diver out body. Now, I don't have a picture right here to show you for this craft, but that's okay, because we're going to go with the flow. Now, if you don't paint it, you can glue this on right now, right? And you cut your person out to glue it on. So I'm going to glue my goggles. If you have your picture inside of it, make it look like the goggles are on top, because that would be pretty silly, huh? Kind of like this. Yep, awesome. And then I'm gonna add my snorkel. Now remember the snorkel, this part attaches to somebody's mouth, right? So if you have your picture in it, you wanna make sure you attach it next to the mouth so it looks like you're using it to breathe, just like a scuba diver would. So I'm putting a little bit of glue and I'm gonna put it right there. And actually it works out perfectly because it looks like it's sticking out of the water so it can breathe. Ta-da! And there's our scuba diver. Now, although I don't have my picture inside, I'm gonna just kind of go with the flow and draw a little smile inside for somebody. See? There's my scuba. Awesome. I cannot wait to see how yours turn out. Have fun with it. It's a pretty fun activity. I always enjoy it. And I will see you next time.